Welcome to the GCSE Maths Advantage. I'm Dr. James Carter, and every episode I'm going to break down one topic. Let me show you where the marks are and give you a quick win. Last year, one simple slip, failing to substitute a final answer back into the original equation, cost students more marks than any single algebra topic. If you've ever stared at an answer and wondered why you lost marks, this episode is for you. Today, we're learning a three-step checking routine you can use in under a minute. Substitute, reasoning, method trace. That's the whole episode, depth over breadth. I'll show you why each step works and what to write on your script so examiners can't miss the method you used. Let's work through this step by step. First step, substitute. Once you have an answer, pop it back into the original equation or expression. It sounds obvious, but in practice, students skip algebra checks when they think the algebra looks right. A quick substitution catches sign errors, incorrect rearrangements, and arithmetic slips. Example, a quadratic. Suppose you solve x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0 and get x equals 2. Substitute x equals 2 back. 2 squared minus 5 times 2 plus 6 gives for minus 10 plus 6 equals 0. It checks. If you had miscopied a sign and got x equals negative 3, substituting shows negative 3 squared minus 5 times negative 3 plus 6 equals 9 plus 15 plus 6 equals 30, not 0. That tells you straight away something's wrong. Write the substitution on the script. Check. Substitute x equals 2 gives for minus 10 plus 6 equals 0. The examiner sees you tried the correct check and can award method marks where appropriate. Second step, reasoning. This is a quick sense check using bounds or special cases. Ask, does the answer sit where it should? If you're calculating a probability, is it between 0 and 1? If you're finding a length, is it positive? Example of reasoning. You solve a proportion and get that a part is 250 when the total is 120. That's a red flag. A fast bounds check part must be less than total stops you. Or for trig, if sin theta equals 1.5, you know immediately it's impossible. Jot down the quick reason 250 greater than 120 impossible. Or sin greater than 1 impossible, and move on. The examiner sees you've applied a correctness test and that's powerful. Third step, method trace. If arithmetic fails or you run out of time, trace back through your algebra with a short written chain showing your setup. Examiners award method marks for correct approaches even if the final number is wrong. In a 3-mark question, the mark scheme often expects M1 for setting up the right equation, M1 for correct method working, A1 for the final answer. So write let 2x plus 3 equals 5y setup. Rearrange 2x equals 5y minus 3 method. Substitute x equals even if the final calculation is messy. Those M marks are often there for the taking. Now the exam technique, what to write and why. Examiners want to see your thought process. That means neat labeled steps, equation, algebra steps, substitution or check, and an explicit statement. Common places students lose marks, skipping the substitution, failing to state an assumption like length greater than 0, and messy algebra without the key intermediate line that shows the method. If you write the central equation and one correct rearrangement, markers will often grant the method mark. Write it down. Don't just think it. Quick win. A 60-second check you can use in exams. Memorize this checklist. 1. Substitute final answer into original. 10 to 20 seconds. 2. Do a reasonableness check, bounds or special case, 10 to 20 seconds. 3. Write one method trace line if uncertain, 20 to 30 seconds. Practice it so the whole routine takes about a minute. Don't skip the check. It catches roughly 70 to 90% of silly errors in practice papers. Timed example question. Question. A recipe uses 3 parts sugar to 5 parts flour. If you have 200 g flour, how much sugar? You calculate sugar equals 3/5 times 200 equals 120 g. Quick check. Substitute into ratio. 120 to 200 reduces to 3 to 5. Good. Reasons. Sugar must be less than flour here. 120 less than 200 checks out. Method trace to show work. Sugar equals 3/5 times flour equals 3/5 times 200 equals 120. Done. That full check is about 20 seconds once practiced. Live practice walk through question 1. Quadratic root. Try this with me. Solve x squared minus 5x plus 6 equals 0. You find x equals 2 and x equals 3. Now perform the 3-step check out loud. Substitute x equals 2. For minus 10 plus 6 equals 0. Substitute x equals 3. 9 minus 15 plus 6 equals 0. Reasons. Both roots are positive and reasonable for this parabola, which factors to x minus 2 times x minus 3 equals 0. Method trace show factorization x minus 2 times x minus 3 equals 0 and you're done. This is the exact wording that wins marks. Live practice walk through question 2. Proportion rescue. Example. Find x if for over x equals 2 over 9. You solve cross-multiplying. For times 9 equals 2 times x. So x equals 36 divided by 2 equals 18. Substitute for over 18 simplifies to 2 over 9. Reasons x positive and larger than 4/5. If you misdivide and get 17, substitution shows for over 17 is not 2 over 9. So you catch it quickly. Method trace to show cross-multiplication explicitly. For times 9 equals 2x equals 18. That little line often turns a lost mark into one recovered. Final recap in one sentence. Substitute, check reasoning, and trace your method. Do that every time and you'll stop dropping easy marks. That's your quick win for today. If this helped, share it with a friend who's revising. You'll find more worked solutions and revision resources at workbook.jcacademyline.co.uk. Until next time, trust the process and nail that exam.